Across North Africa and the Eastern Mediterranean, one nation quietly stitched together one of the region's most diverse and resilient air defense fabrics. Egypt's air defense network is not a single system, but a layered mosaic of missiles, radars, and tactics sourced from several suppliers and adapted to local needs. From long-range Soviet-era designs to modern Western radars and new surface-to-air missiles, Cairo has methodically built a multi-tier umbrella intended to protect population centers, critical infrastructure, and maritime choke points. This is a story about strategy as much as hardware. How a country sitting at the crossroads of continents mixes old defenders with new sensors, blends political relationships with procurement choices, and designs overlapping belts of protection intended to complicate any would-be attacker's calculus. Egypt's air defense story starts with history. After conflicts of the mid-20th century highlighted the dangers of unchallenged air superiority, Egyptian planners invested heavily in systems that could contest the skies. Early imports of Soviet SAMs provided area denial capability across wide swaths of territory. Later, as technology evolved and new threats, low observable aircraft, cruise missiles, and inexpensive drones multiplied, Cairo realized that a single system could not do it all. The concept of layered defense is straightforward in theory. Long-range interceptors deny high-altitude threats. Medium-range systems engage cruise missiles and strike aircraft. Short-range systems protect critical installations and forces in the field. And point defenses shoot down missiles or drones that slip through. Building such a layered architecture requires not only buying the right missiles, but also integrating radars, command networks, and doctrines so that each layer reinforces the others rather than competing for the same targets. Egypt, widely regarded as the most powerful military force in the Arab world, has rapidly transformed its air defense capabilities into one of the most advanced networks in the region. In recent years, the country has launched an extensive modernization program, combining cutting-edge technology, strategic investments, and international partnerships to solidify its position as a dominant regional power. Egypt's air defense forces hold a crucial responsibility in securing the nation's skies, particularly over strategic areas such as the Suez Canal, the Sinai Peninsula, and densely populated urban centers. With an estimated 80,000 active personnel and an additional 70,000 in reserve, the force has evolved dramatically since its establishment in 1968, transitioning from outdated Soviet-era radar and gun systems to an integrated, multi-layered missile defense network. Motivated by regional instability and the need for enhanced deterrence, Egypt has diversified its procurement strategy by acquiring advanced systems from various global suppliers. One of the most significant upgrades came with the induction of the Russian S-300VM long-range surface-to-air missile system, capable of engaging targets up to 200 kilometers away and at altitudes of 30 kilometers. To further expand its strategic coverage, Egypt also procured the Chinese HQ-9B system, equipped with HT-233D radars offering full 360-degree coverage and the ability to intercept stealth and ballistic threats at ranges of up to 300 kilometers. By combining both systems, Egypt has established overlapping kill zones, creating a formidable shield around its critical infrastructure. Complementing its long-range defenses, Egypt employs a series of medium-range systems such as the German Iris TSLM, which is deployed across 7 batteries to counter aircraft, cruise missiles, and drones. Additional layers of protection are provided by the Russian Buk M2 and Chinese Skydragon SLX/SLS systems, further reinforcing Egypt's capability to neutralize threats at multiple ranges. Altogether, this sophisticated, multi-layered defense structure has elevated Egypt into one of the most well-fortified air defense powers in the Middle East. In the past 2 years, Egypt has moved to diversify its suppliers and reduce reliance on any single source. A headline step in that direction came when U.S. authorities cleared a proposed sale of the National Advanced Surface-to-Air Missile System, NASAMS, a modular, NATO-compatible medium-range architecture that uses AMRAAM missiles and highly mobile radars. That approval includes Sentinel radars and large numbers of AMRAAM interceptors and represents a significant interoperability bridge between Egyptian defenses and Western sensors. Parallel reporting shows U.S. approvals for other air defense-related sales, including man-portable air defense missiles, signaling Washington's willingness to deepen the partnership in the air defense domain. At the same time, Cairo continues to operate and upgrade legacy systems and to procure complementary systems from diverse partners, reflecting a deliberate hedging strategy in defense procurement. While Western systems bring certain networking and sensor advantages, Russian and Chinese platforms supply rugged, long-range firepower and political latitude. Egypt's S-300 family and the export. Anti-S-300 VM variants provide a long curtain of reach, measured in hundreds of kilometers and designed to challenge aircraft and some classes of ballistic threats. Chinese HQ-9 derivatives, sometimes marketed under export names such as FD-2000, add another long-range option with differing seeker logic, supply chains, and, crucially, political backstops that reflect Beijing's export posture. This multiplicity of suppliers means that operational sustainment is more resilient. If one supplier's parts flow is cut by sanctions or political friction, Egypt can lean on other stocks or upgrade paths to preserve layered coverage. That resilience is a strategic design choice as much as a hardware roster. Egypt's neighbors watch these developments closely. A strengthened Egyptian umbrella changes calculations in the Eastern Mediterranean, influences maritime routing decisions, and affects the deterrent calculations of regional air forces. Countries that lack similar coverage may need to rely on partners or shift doctrinal emphasis toward dispersion, stealth, and asymmetric capabilities. Conversely, Egypt's ability to defend critical areas can reassure allies and deter limited aggression. These dynamics, a mix of reassurance and rivalry, reflect the way air power and air defense procurement shape broader strategic competition in the region. Looking forward, Egypt will likely continue to deepen integration and to invest in sensors, networked C2, and defensive countermeasures. Potential additions such as more maritime-focused radar, additional NASAMS batteries, or Patriot-class interceptors would increase interoperability and layered depth. At the same time, software upgrades and improved data fusion could make existing sensors more lethal by connecting disparate tracks into a coherent fight picture. The long arc of Egypt's air defense program suggests a steady, pragmatic approach: build redundancies, diversify suppliers, and continue to exercise integration. Because in modern systems of systems, capability is measured as much by how components talk to one another as by the raw performance of individual missiles. Egypt's layered air defense is a study in adaptation. A nation that once relied heavily on a narrow set of Soviet-era systems now fields a broader, more diverse, and more flexible defensive fabric. That fabric is not perfect, but it is difficult to defeat because it forces an attacker to solve multiple problems simultaneously: detection, tracking, discrimination, and interception across different altitudes and vectors. Procurement choices reveal not only a military logic but a diplomatic one, a deliberate strategy to remain resilient, independent, and interoperable where desired. The secrets of Egypt's air defense are less about hidden capabilities than about the deliberate way instruments. Radars and doctrine are combined, tested, and evolved to create an overlapping shield. If you found this deep dive helpful, subscribe for more documentary analyses of modern defense architectures. And tell us in the comments which system you want explained next: the S-300 family, NASAMS integration, or the future of counter-UAV defenses. Thanks for watching and stay informed.